This is a disturbing incident, obviously. We spoke about PTSD and then those who really suffer it, and they don't react in such a way.
Right.
They don't use these types of disorders
right.
to commit these crimes.
That's right. And I think it's somewhat offensive to people that have PTSD. Well, and there is and people have alleged that there's an overuse of that diagnosis. And this guy is, if he's insisting that's what he had or got disability because of it, is overusing it. And I've read he in fact really never saw combat. When he went to Haiti, he never even left the ship apparently, but he claims that seeing people dead after the earthquake is what got him. Anahita, isn't all that going to come out in this trial?
It is, Dr. Drew, but that's not his defense. He's not claiming PTSD as his defense. He's claiming he didn't know the difference between right from wrong at the time of the killing. So just to be clear to everybody, just because you are diagnosed with a mental illness does not mean you automatically are entitled to a not guilty by reason of insanity plea. You've said yourself there are thousands of people with mental illnesses that don't go and kill people.
No, listen, the vast majority don't kill people. And even the ones that are psychotic kind of know right from wrong still. That's why they don't kill people.
Right, that's true. So I think it's kind of a misnomer to say that he's using the PTSD defense. That's not exactly what's going on here. The defense needs to argue again. He was legally insane. He thought they were coming to kill him.
Right.
He's talking about pigs in the sky. He didn't know what he was doing was wrong. He thought he was probably saving his own life.
I'm going to tell you what, Cromwell, that pigs in the sky thing, those kinds of bizarre psychotic qualities he has makes me think about drug-induced psychosis. I got to tell you. I mean, usually a schizophrenic is sort of focused in their paranoias, you know what I mean? There's sort of a consistency to the delusion, even when it's disorganized. This is wild.
I agree with
wild makes me think about the K2.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Dr. Drew. When I saw this and read this story and what he did after he did the killing, I mean, his behavior was erratic, and there's a lot of conflict there. And so it lets me know that there's some other factor that was playing into him, how he was reacting after killing two people. I mean, there had to have been drugs involved in this. And I think that the more that we dig, we're going to find out that he was induced with some type of drugs or high or something, and that was causing him to react this entire way.
Evie.
Right.
You know, Dr. Drew, the thing is, with a lot of the things he's saying, I know we're analyzing his language, but it just seems very heavily scripted or choreographed, or I feel like he's saying things that he needs to say to put off this image as if, you know what, I've got a mental defect or disease of the mind. I just love Evie is
skeptical about anybody all the time, even when people are sick and don't even know what the date and the time, you know, don't know who the president is, don't know what the date is, don't know who they are, where they are. You're skeptical, and I understand that's been your background.
It doesn't seem authentic.
Well, that's what makes me think about drugs. The kind of random, bizarre quality of it, and I don't know how else to describe it as the randomness of it. Anahita, you want to say something here?
I was going to say it could be that he is kind of playing this as a role, but there are just too many statements that he made throughout that lead me to believe he really is legally insane. That's just what I gathered from watching those tapes.
And what I would think is that if somebody has chronic criminality, Evie, they would be going towards these sorts of defensive, malingering, qualities where they're trying to build a case and acting as if. That's somebody who has really is diabolical, frankly. But this is a guy that's clearly, in my opinion, psychotic. The question is, does he know right from wrong? Does he know what we, those of us watching his behavior, know right from wrong? I think he seems to understand that he did something wrong. The question is, did he believe somebody was going to kill him and he was just defending himself? The bizarre quality of what he's describing suggests what's called an encephalopathy, and that is either something medical or drugs, and I think we're going to find out there may be something like that going on here, and in that case, as we're discussed here, it is on him.